Podcast, episode 5.
Cinco
De Mayo.
de
Or de
Juno.
June. I don't know how you say June in Spanish.
Beats me. I used to know, but Spanish.
June in Spanish. I don't even know. Wait, Mayo is May in Spanish, right?
Mayo, yeah, it's May.
That's why it's Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, 5th of May.
And June is, I don't know what the hell June is. But anyway, so got a few things to talk about. Some music. What is Nicki Minaj and Tekashi 69 just came out with this song Trollz.
Trollz, man, that song was something, man. I ain't gonna lie, Nicki was in her bag, she was in her pocket. 6ix9ine was doing what 6ix9ine does, and
well, Nicki getting a little slack, I guess, a little bit, both ways, because she's supporting him because he did the whole snitching. But some people are saying, why you doing a song with him if he's snitching and this and that, but she's saying she doesn't look at it that way. She doesn't look at him like that. It's music, so that's the reason why she's still doing it.
Here's how I see it. Nicki does what she wants to do, how she wants to do it. Period.
Right.
She's been acting up left, right, and center, but she's doing what she want to do. Nobody's really complaining about it. They're just complaining about her character rather than complaining about the stuff that she's doing. Because she's not really doing anything stupid or wrong in the scenario. She's just making business moves, or she's doing business with people who are going to help make her money.
Yeah.
Or people that she feels, I guess, inclined or attached to. I don't know.
Well, she did mention that, a lot of the artists, they're kind of being hypocrites to it because, they all in their circle. They have somebody that is kind of shady themselves or done did some stuff.
Yeah.
And, they still hanging around with them. So, they can't really necessarily judge with people they be around. She said she kept her mouth closed on that,
Right.
So it's like, she's not judging. So she don't really judge people, based on who they're around and stuff like that. So people shouldn't do the same with her. So that's what she was saying, like just because she's doing that song with him don't mean, necessarily makes her the bad guy,
Exactly. And I completely understand where she's coming from in that regard. Because, like, if you're going to judge somebody, judge them off of their character. But if you're not going to judge them off of their character, stick to whatever you're judging them off of.
Right.
Because that's exactly what is going to be left for you at the end of the day. Like 6ix9ine stayed true to 6ix9ine through and through. If you couldn't tell that 6ix9ine was all about him through the entirety of his run, with the Billboard and all his joints, like it's a selfish thing to be, but he's him. He doesn't really change for anybody. He just does what 6ix9ine does.
Well, like he brought out some people also, and talking about that, the song and stuff. So he was talking about like, hey, what he said, Meek Mill, you haven't been nothing since Nicki left you.
Well, I mean, something like that. He said something along those lines in that regard. He's just being subliminal about it because that's what artists do. A lot of artists nowadays are scared to drop any names unless they're throwing diss tracks at another. And they don't want to throw diss tracks at one another because now, of all times, people are willing to go out of their way to retaliate in violence and unnecessary means. In my opinion, I don't really see that as resourceful. Like seeing people go at one another and for no real purpose or reason to just go at one another, it's faulty. It's faulty. Like there's a lot of stuff that's wrong with it, in my opinion.
Well, she did mention. She mentioned something that I always like to say. A lot of these guys out here, they're rapping about stuff that they're not really involved in.
But they're never true to themselves.
Right. And so she mentioned that too. So it's like they got a lot of them that's not in the streets like that, but yet their words are saying that. So, So and then I think he also called out Future too. So it's like, I don't know, the whole thing about being with somebody that's a snitch, or if you knew that was a snitch, but at the same time, it's a business.
It
Doing
is.
music is a business. So if there's somebody that wants you to do a song with them, and I guess if other people don't like them, but it's all about if you like them or not. So it doesn't really necessary. So if Nicki doesn't have a problem with doing anything with them, then it shouldn't be a problem.
Exactly.
But
A lot
just
of a lot of imagery is placed within the industry, and people like to objectify that and idolize that imagery
right,
that a lot of people portray and put on people. But then you've got the artists themselves who are part of this idolization, who don't really care about the societal norms to said idolization. And it's just
right,
like, well, if I'm going to take that initiative to be who I want to be and not care about what anybody else thinks, maybe I'll start up this flame, this movement.
right.
A lot of people do that to no avail, but someone on their caliber, like 6ix9ine and Nicki right now,
Mm-hmm.
they're building their own traction. They have their own means of being who they are regardless, and they have their people that stick by them regardless as well.
Yeah.
Now, some of those people are mixed in with the old fans and the new fans, who are just completely infatuated by these people. But I mean,
Yeah.
at the same time, they're still there.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's I don't know. I mean, I can't put myself in their shoes necessarily, but at the same time, if I was dealing with somebody that I didn't agree with what they did, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily work with them. But
Never.
but
Wouldn't catch
if it didn't bother me, but if it was something that it bothered me and everybody else was bothered by it, yeah, I mean, screw it.
Right.
I mean, if somebody wanted me to came in here and it was like, hey, you wanted me to produce a song, but there was something about his lifestyle I don't like. Nah, I probably might not like his lifestyle, but if the music, yeah, if there's something about the music I like, then we got something in common.
Right.
Then there's some kind of bond there. But if there's not much, I mean, if there's some things that, I, I don't know. I guess if there's a certain thing he does that I disagree with, or things he may say that I disagree with, that more towards me, then no, I wouldn't work with him. But I wouldn't judge anybody just based off of what they believe in, because it's all about the music, and I think that's too much going on in the music industry is based off of what other people are saying,
What other people think, what other people do,
Yes.
what other people say. It's just it's a bundle of people putting on this facade of realistically an easy industry. Because if it was just about the music, it would be easier to listen to.
right?
But because it's about the business and the marketing and the industry and the people that we idolize, the celebrities, the moguls and whatnot, because it's become about them, it's starting to lose its focus.
I mean, some people would say their words have more power, but did Dave Chapelle talk about that in his stand-up? He just had a stand-up recently.
Yes, he did.
What was it called? It was 8:26.
46.
8:46. That was the time, right, of George Floyd.
That was basically the runtime of George Floyd's death, while at the same time, the exact time that Dave Chapelle, I believe, was born.
Yes, 8:46. He said, yeah.
846. That's crazy to me.
And what he was saying in there also was like, because he mentioned this in a stand-up he had at one time before. Like, nobody cares what a celebrity has to say in a time like this. The thing he mentioned was Ja Rule. He's like, where is Ja?
Right.
I don't care what Ja Rule has to say in a time like this. So that's kind of like what he said. Why he didn't speak up was because they don't need to hear from a celebrity. They don't need to hear what he has to say. It's all about the people.
110% of the time.
it's too much of that going on where it's like they feel like you gotta hear a celebrity what they have to say, and that solves everything, and that makes the answer for everything. But that's not true.
Right. Well, it's not true because most of the times that those celebrities do that, it's either A, flown over the community's heads, or B, taken to a level of proportion that is so high that it becomes flaccid on its way down.
Right.
And it just crashes and tumbles within its own argument. But in Dave Chappelle's case, he's arguing with his silence. He's like, what more do I need to tell you? Like, what more do I need to explain to you when I've been explaining it throughout my entire career that there has been this societal, breakage and systematic oppression.
Right.
Like, what more do I need to show you? Because now it's not in my hands, is it? It's in the streets.
Yeah.
These are the people that you're hurting, and now they're mad.
Yeah, man. And I'm telling you, man, I said this before, a lot of good music gonna get made from this, man.
A whole bunch. Little Baby dropped a new single recently.
What's that?
He basically said, like, in his song, like, they
What's
really
the name
just
of the
don't
song?
care about us. If I'm correct, it is...
Because he had
Yes.
while you looking it up, I'll tell you, because a lot of songs, like some people have been coming out with songs talking about like the deals that's going on with the protests and everything like that, because they were talking about doing another version of Fuck the Police,
Yeah, YG.
Yeah. And matter of fact, Ice Cube came out and said why, he was talking about what made them come up, with the song and everything like that, the reason behind it. Pretty much he was saying, it's because of the shit that was going on, man, And so when you speak about everything that's real, that's going to lead to
The Bigger Picture, which is the title of Little Baby's song.
Oh, really? Yeah. The Bigger Picture. There you go.
Yeah.
So what you saying the song is about?
The song is basically about what Dave Chappelle was going on about, like how the streets are sick and tired of seeing the police and the system abuse and use the black people that exist in the same area that they were forced in, and so that's why, in my opinion, that's probably one of Lil Baby's best songs to me. With the new Fuck the Police and the new music that's coming out, based around this subject and how hard it's hitting, the songs are going to be played throughout the streets. Everything's going to be played through the media, and all you're going to see is Black Lives Matter for a very, very long time until this whole situation gets resolved. Because now it's gotten to the point to where every case matters. Because we can reach back as far as 2012 and talk about Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin. We can reach back as far as 2015 and talk about Mike Brown and how it plays its effect. Or we could talk about the recent ones like the Ahmaud Arbery's, the Sean Reeds, but especially the Breonna Taylors. Because those are the cases that just sit as unruly, unjust, and unfair in the eyes of blind justice, which we should have, but everybody knows that it's not true, unfortunately.
Right. And I started thinking, like, do you notice how a lot of like certain genres of music touch on the things that are happening?
Yeah.
Like what's going on in society. Like, for example, hip hop sticks a lot with talking about what's going on with society and things like that. Pop may touch it a little bit, but you notice I don't really hear much country talk about stuff like that. And that's what I was looking up something, and it was saying, how they took politics away from country.
Right.
they don't really like to get involved or talk about politics. But hip hop, you'll see more like a lot of times certain politicians, more Democratic side, would get like a hip hop artist, somebody that to come
Right.
and sponsor, or to come support them. But you don't really see too much. I guess
Country activity.
Yeah, or pop singer really
Pop
get
singer
behind
activity,
certain
yeah.
things. Well, some pops, but
Here and
not
there.
too much country.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm kind of,
Noticing a
wondering.
pattern.
Yeah. So kind of like, okay, is it more like a, okay, we're just trying to be safe thing, or is it more like a,
Right. And I feel like with a lot of the situation that's going on right now, a lot of artists are just trying to play it as safe as they possibly can, because depending on which side they take, and this happened with Eminem's situation and predicament, and I bring this up often when it comes to touchy subjects like race, because the moment Eminem said anything about race-related subjects, his whole fan base cut in half. Actually, probably deeper, because the majority of his fan base were of Caucasian descent. So, in that regard, they were all sick of seeing Eminem being pro-black this, Black Lives Matter that. They didn't want to see him talk politics or his views of politics, right?
right.
So his fan base cut in half. So seeing that from the outside looking in, a lot of artists are like trying to maintain their own stagnant ability of leaving where well enough alone, in that regards and sense. With, some artists, they stay so silent that they're put up on a pedestal, a very interesting type of pedestal. For instance, like, how they're taking down, statues left and right of Confederate leaders, Ku Klux Klan's leaders, and all kinds of, old slave owners and whatnot.
Right,
like,
right.
Some people are suggesting artists should, take that platform and security. And you mentioned country earlier. It's one of the older cases of this, but not too old. It's fairly recent. It's a petition going around still to this day about taking a Ku Klux Klan's statue down in the center of a certain city hall and replacing it with Dolly Parton.
Wow. Okay. I know you kind of brought this up to me a little earlier. It's like, all right. Let's just get this straight out here. All right, are they trying to replace it with Dolly, trying to say Dolly is the new kind of Confederate thing, or just replace it with something like nicer? Is what they're saying, like with a nice. And this, and where is that? What state is this happening in?
Apparently, it was the city hall.
In Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh, the country. City? Okay. Oh, so they got a Confederate statue already over there.
Well, it's more of like a Ku Klux Klan statue, but if he was
really, they got a KKK statue at the country music
it's a
hall.
Statue of a man who was in the KKK, straight up, just no filters, no regards.
Cool,
probably was a Confederate, probably was conservative, probably was this, that, and the third. But Ku Klux Klan really stuck out like a sore thumb, and everybody got mad about it, and everybody wants to get rid of it and replace it with anything good, anything decent. And I mean, I'm pretty sure there's no real Dolly Parton statues anywhere, but it could be the first. It'd be an interesting topic to discuss. I mean,
it's Nathan Bedford. Okay, that's who the statue that is over.
Yeah, and so rather than having this guy who really not too many people know about, but this monument of glorious discrimination, is just like having that, getting rid of that entirely, and seeing someone who's more, openly, equal in a sense. Because you see what Dolly Parton did. Dolly Parton made "I Will Always Love You,"
and I agree.
Whitney Houston basically owns that mug now. But that was only because Dolly Parton said, "Hey, look,
right,
you can kill this better than I ever could. So I want to see you roll with it.
Yeah.
And some people still like the Dolly Parton version over it.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, Dolly Parton is
astounding.
Yeah, when it comes to like country music,
legend
female country legend, female country legend, yeah, she is like, you know, up there. You know, she deserves it. So they do replace it with her. It's, by God, it is deserving.
Exactly.
And the whole "I Love You" thing for her song too. Which, okay, a lot of songs are sampled.
Well, yeah.
You know, now, you know, especially in hip hop or R&B or something like that. But that wasn't just sampled. It was actually the words, the song just redone in a different way.
A whole cover. Not a half a cover. That was a whole cover.
But of course, Whitney just and a lot of people, like you said, likes the Dolly Parton version, and it was first, you know, it was country. But Whitney, of course, put her touch to it. It made it more soulful. You know, and then it fit because it was, you know, because it was for that movie, The Bodyguard. And yeah, Dolly Parton gave her permission to do the song because actually, you know, she didn't want to do that song. Yeah, Whitney didn't want to do that song. It was what's his name that really encouraged her to do it? Kevin Costner, her co-star in the movie.
Huh.
And he was like, "Yeah, you should do this song. You should do it." And she ended up doing it, and of course doing it in her special way, and it worked out. But yeah, Dolly Parton deserves that they make that statue with her. But the thing is though, I don't see why for this long there was a person that had that kind of background or that kind of beliefs to be in the front of the country music hall. Mm-hmm. You know, did he do any music?
Who?
Nathan Bedford. I mean,
I doubt it. I doubt he did any music. Probably sung a whole bunch of racist hymns or whatever.
Because I think he was like a senator or something.
Yeah, that's usually most of the people nowadays who get a statue. Just a whole bunch of senators, congressmen, government officials back in the day who had some sort of power. And
I'm sorry. He was a general.
Yeah, generals too. You just have a whole bunch of people pretty much in the same lighting and aspect.
So he was a general. Why? Why is there a general in front of the country music hall? Why is there not a musician in front of the country music hall?
I mean,
why? That's what I'm saying. That's exactly the kind of stuff I'm talking about, man. That's almost like, okay, look, don't get me wrong. That's almost like putting Abraham Lincoln in front of the hip hop thing. For what that has to do with music, you know? It's like, what does this guy is in the front of Hollywood? What does he have to do with music? So that's what I'm saying. So that just go to show you, that long, there was no issue with that. Well, they did say they was been trying to do it, I think, right?
Right.
But I guess now is even now is the time, and you gotta take it down because
definitely
those statues are going down all over the place.
Yeah, they had like several different statues either defamed, demolished, or destroyed completely by these rioters and protesters and everybody who's just losing their minds over these people. And to which case, it is what it is, you know. They want to see, or certain people want to see their statues representing Confederate pride or conservative balance or etc. But
But what that has to do with music again? What does that have to do with music? It's the music hall. Like, in front of the Football Hall of Fame, is there a hockey player? No. In front of the Basketball Hall of Fame, I'm sure they don't have the President of the United States in front of it.
Exactly.
It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't fit with what's going on. No, in front of the Football Hall of Fame, there's these old cats with the leather helmets or whatever, and I think they got them kind of like kicking the ball, something, doing something. It's just something like that in Canton, Ohio. But then also,
There's probably a lot of statues like that now that I think about it. There's probably like a lot of statues just like this one, which is just randomly placed in the middle of a famously known stadium, hall, arena, park, just famously known for a certain type of deal, and overstepped its boundaries.
Man, I'm just saying. Like, I think music is like I said, music is a place where it shouldn't be, where there shouldn't be any kind of beliefs that come in, or like what certain people stand for. It's because not everybody in country might stand for behind what that person did. So that's why you got to get somebody that fits with that. Like if you was to have a Michael Jordan statue in front of the NBA Hall of Fame, it would probably be like, okay, hey, probably one of my favorite players, but I get it. Yeah, he's one of the greatest players. Serves to be up there. But if you have President Obama in front of the NBA Hall of Fame, building some of those players would be like, I don't agree with Obama what he did. So why is he up there? He doesn't fit with what I do. So it's just like this Confederate soldiers. Like, is he supposed to represent country?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Things, in some certain aspects, I completely agree with that situation. Like,
and the sad part, it also builds a stigma. It almost builds that thing where people will say, hey, country music, country. If you listen to country, or all those people that listen to country are kind of maybe like believe, or those type of people. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that, and those country people probably like, man, look, we're not like that. Well, you know what? Hey, it's the statue up there, so you must feel like that. I'm like, no, that's not true. So the best thing is probably with that statue.
Yeah, it'd be the best. Yeah, because unless he was a certain legendary general who served his country well and didn't enslave any black people, or didn't, do any Ku Klux Klan activities, but instead fought and revolted against the Ku Klux. You know what I'm saying? It's just like there's a lot of political imbalance to some of these statues that were placed.
I'm thinking about? Okay, how they got a lot of songs that's like against the police and stuff like that. Are there any songs that are supporting the police, or that is racist? I know there's some old 1800 songs that are racist. They do have like the watermelon song and all that stuff. That is a racist song. But the ice cream truck, the song the ice cream truck plays? That's from an old racist song, right?
No.
Yes. Yes, it is, my man. Yes, it is.
Turkey in the straw? Turkey in the straw.
Nah, man, I'm not even sure that's the actual song.
Turkey in the straw?
Is that the song?
No.
Is that the song?
Turkey in the straw.
Is it Turkey in the Straw?
Turkey
That's the actual
straw?
song? No, I don't think it's Turkey in the Straw.
Yeah, it's Turkey in the Straw.
No.
I know. It's one of the first songs I learned on guitar. It's Turkey in the Straw.
No. It's something Love a Watermelon.
No, it's probably, there is a probably, there's a, I can kind of believe that there is a racist version of that song somewhere in existence. Because the fact that Turkey in the Straw is an actual title.
Okay, first off, where'd you get this Turkey in the Straw? I've never heard that before.
Turkey in the Straw is the original name for the ice cream tone.
No, I bet you that's not the original song.
Promise you. Look it up right now. Look
man,
it up right
I'm
now.
You're gonna hear Turkey in the Straw. Turkey in the Straw.
Turkey in the Straw, man. Turkey in the Straw. I promise you, it's Turkey in the Straw.
Okay, I'm looking up the year it came out. All right.
The year it came out was like
1857.
1857, yeah. Turkey in the Straw, man.
All right.
Turkey in the Straw. I say, hey, look.
It was performed in the 1820s and 1830s.
Mm-hmm. Watermelon
right.
Man. I can believe the Watermelon Man part. it's just like not Turkey in the Straw, man. Turkey in the Straw was like, again, like childhood memory of mine. I remember first learning how to play that joint. But now I gotta think about Watermelon Man. Watermelon Man, Watermelon Man. Nah, fam.
I don't know, bro. You have to look it up.
Yeah, y'all look it up. Turkey in the Straw.
No, look up that bull crap, and then look up the Watermelon.
But hey,
I'm trying to figure out what year that song came out.
Well, speaking of years, you had brought up how big and drastic the years have changed when it came to the courses of perception in the eyes of female artists.
Yeah.
And how, if being a certain BMI, if you will, a lot of people would judge that and critique
What is that?
heavily.
What does BMI stand for? Body mass increments? Or what does the I stand for?
Index.
Index.
Is it body mass increments?
Wait, increments,
yes,
that start with an E? That start with an E, don't it?
Index starts with
an
an I.
Wait, increments start with an E.
Increments starts with an I, but
wait, does it start with an E?
I don't think it
I
starts
don't know,
with an
man.
E.
We're sounding pretty bad right now.
Nah, you good.
They got probably people listening like, it starts with a whatever letter, dumbass.
It starts with a Y. What?
No, it starts with it starts with an I. It starts with an I.
Okay, so
no,
it doesn't start with an I.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, you had me scared for a second. Like you have it. But in a sense, a lot of people would judge over their weight, and a lot of people would judge where they originate from and why their eating habits are so bad and how this is affecting the landscape back in the day, etc., etc.
Well,
basically showing bias towards bigger women. And then nowadays you have people like Lizzo and Meghan Trainor and even at one point Adele and
well, the thing is though, what Lizzo got going on, she really brought through with the big body, it's not to be shamed, whatever.
It's to be loved.
In music, and stuff like that. But in the 90s, that wouldn't have flew. That was very hard. Like Missy Elliott and Queen Latifah had some hard times just getting, trying to stay with their breakthrough, Mm-hmm. But as time went on, it became a thing of not judging like that, and you shouldn't, because music is all about your talent, not about how you look, And matters of fact, there was an issue that happened on, I think it was a TV show where it's got talent or something, where Heidi Klum or somebody judged whatever the person was doing before they even finished. She saw how silly she was looking at, how big she was while she was doing it, Right. So it's like, man, I don't know, man. When it comes to talent like that, when it comes to music, it should never be judged like that. It's unfortunately, some people don't want to listen to certain music because of a person's certain size, and unfortunately, it even brings them to a certain point to where it makes them want to lose the weight because of that. Because Adele, remember Adele?
Adele just dropped all of it.
Adele lost weight, man.
All of it. Not half of her. She just all of that.
Yeah.
Like everything Adele was back when she blew up on the scene, killed the game, rolling in the deep, all that is gone. And everybody's and then people are all like, "Oh, she's doing good for herself. She's motivating herself to do better health-wise. She wants to live a longer life. She's had this and that. She's doing better." In a sense, I completely agree.
I just don't like
doing better, but you should not have to go at it like
that. I just don't like when the ones that are supporting it and then they go and lose the weight. It's like, well, you shouldn't lose weight, be yourself. But then they go and lose weight. It's like, man, which one is it? It's stand by whatever you're gonna say. But at the same time, then you have Celine Dion, who, looks like she just came out the graveyard, out the casket. So, a skeleton. So I don't know. Have you seen? Have you seen pictures of Celine Dion recently?
I have not seen
Look her
a
up.
picture of
Look up Celine Dion
recently.
Yo.
This kind of scares me. All right. This is scaring me. You guys are witnessing a live, scary reaction that I'm about to have to Celine
Hey, man, look.
Because I haven't seen Celine Dion since Titanic. And
You have a lot to catch up on, buddy.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm drawing blanks on
At least when she did Titanic, she had skin. So, I mean, she had BMI. She actually had a body, some mass and increments. So,
I mean, look.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just throwing that out there. So, okay, what you see? Do you like what you see?
Oh, man. I'm still waiting on the circle of death.
Wait, are you saying you're looking at the circle of death?
I'm waiting on the circle of death right now.
Oh, man.
It's scaring me, man.
Look, my Wi-Fi is not that bad, bro. Your signal strength is strong. You should be able to see it by now.
Okay, here we go. What is hi?
Are you looking at the one where she's wearing the jacket?
Which one? Jesus Christ, Celine, are you okay? Celine, are you okay? My goodness. It's like all her weight went near, far, wherever she was. Like I'm that's crazy.
Well, look, I mean, all I'm saying is
her heart still going on? Is her heart?
There's a heart somewhere in there, obviously.
Like,
but all I'm saying is,
maybe
I'm surprised you don't see it.
I can see it popping out of her chest.
You probably can. You probably can. But this the thing, man, is that this is what I'm saying. You got total opposites of the spectrum. You got the ones who are, more thicker. That's making a name for themselves to the game. It's like, hey, look, it's okay. Be yourself. You have, But I mean, look, ain't nobody's looking at Celine Dion that said, yeah, be yourself. Like, yes, Celine, be yourself. But at the same time, they asked her, are you sick? She said no. I would have asked the same question.
Hey, man. Look.
But they said no, she's not sick. So, I mean, she wants to look at it. That's her choice,
Same thing's going on with Chadwick Boseman. So it's like, hey, man was big swole not too long ago, and all of a sudden,
who? Which one?
Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lost some weight?
Lost a lot of weight.
Boy, I mean, movie roles. But you gotta look at movie roles.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember when Matthew McConaughey did that movie when I think he played as a person with AIDS?
Mm-hmm.
He lost a lot of weight for that role. So Probably. It could be has to do with whatever role he might be playing next or something.
I'm hoping, because a lot of people are worried and concerned. Almost as concerned as people are, with the Hot 100 segment. Yes, sir. It is back. We are back at it again.
The one that I'm already got a feeling what. This is what it is. What? Let me guess. This is the top three. Number one, Lady Gaga. Number two, Megan Thee Stallion. And that's it. That's all that really matters. What happens after that?
That's the only ones that matter to you.
What's three? Oh, what's three? Doja Cat? Well, you know what? I'll find out when you get there.
All right, bet. We are going to find out, and we have a lot of surprises today. We have a lot of surprises. All right, so number 10 is Roses by St. John.
I thought you were about to say by Outkast. I'm about to say that made its way back in there.
Caroline.
Hey, but I heard a song today that was a remix to, well, not a remix, but I guess they sampled the Fresh and So Clean. Mad at Me. The name of the song was Mad at Me by somebody. But go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to have to look into it. That being said,
By Kiana.
Roses,
You heard of Kiana today?
I have actually. I
She
think
have
I
a song
might
called
have
"Mad at Me."
I think I might have heard her. I think I might have.
Have you heard the song "Mad at Me"?
I have not.
I think it samples.
Or maybe I have. It's like I hear a lot of music on the daily. Like I have heard "Roses" by St. John, and shout out to St. John because he's fire, absolutely fire. Number 9, somehow still in the top 10, is "The Box" by Roddy Ricch.
Wow, hanging on, bro. He's hanging on.
He is hanging on. He's hanging on tight. Number 8 is "Intentions" by Justin Bieber featuring Quavo. Still. Number 7 and number 6 are the same as last week. Number 7 is "Don't Start Now" by Dua Lipa. Number 6 is "The Tootsie Slide" by Drake. Somehow he's still sliding his way to being on Billboard's top 10.
I wonder how far up that's gonna go. I don't know if that's gonna ever get to number 1 though.
Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
I don't think it's gonna.
However, number 5, this is where we start getting twisted. Number 5 is "Rain on Me" by Lady Gaga and Ariana
Dang, that
Grande.
dropped significantly, huh?
Significantly.
And went from 1 to 5.
Right.
All right,
It
well, that's good. They
debuted-
gave okay, that's good. They
debuted at number 1 and just sank back to number 5.
Okay, that's good. Then that means Megan Thee Stallion can get to number 1 then. Okay.
Well, we'll see. Number 4 is "Say So" by Doja Cat.
Oh, where she
featuring
belongs.
Nicki Minaj, which, I mean.
Well, you know what?
Okay,
Go ahead. That's number 4.
All right. Number 3 is "Blinding Lights" by The Weeknd.
Okay. Yeah,
Weeknd's
not bad.
still up there, man. The Weeknd is holding his own. He's probably closing in the gap between the number 1 spot. And this is where I get astounded and shocked because I knew the song was going to blow up the way it did, but I didn't know it was going to blow up this high. So, number 2 is "Savage" by Meg Thee Stallion and Beyonce. Still up there.
That's right,
at number
man.
2.
Man, I can't believe it's still number 2. Let's go get to number 1 though. But okay, all right.
However,
Number 1, I'm gonna assume was out what? All right, is it Nicki Minaj?
no.
Not Trollz. Okay.
Take
Is
a
it?
guess.
Is it? What's his name? Polo G.
It's not Polo G.
All right, give me one more guess. I'm gonna get one more guess.
If it
Did the
helps,
song just come out?
no. The song's been on. The song actually has been in the last few top 10s, just at a very low spot.
And all of a sudden it got to number 1.
All of a sudden got to number 1.
Man, probably because of protests probably using this song as their go-to
Hey
song.
man, hey, I don't know, bruh, because I mean maybe.
What's the
Ironically, Roddy Ricch is a part of it though. The number 1 song in the country right now is "Rockstar" by The Baby and Roddy Ricch. And I could not have asked for a better combination than these two, and for Roddy Ricch and The Baby to get the credit they deserve.
Right.
Both of them have worked their tails off. And so to have that constantly be downplayed by the fandoms of these bigger named artists, Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, they're all, dragging him. They were dragging the box down, right? So instead of, being the guy that he was, he decides to be the guy that he is. He uplifts the artist and he's like, yo, I don't need this number 1 spot. It doesn't matter to me. All that matters is that I'm making the music that I love. And so here comes The Baby out of left field, drops one of the hottest bangers of the quarantine summer. And he thinks to himself, you know what? I'm going to get Roddy Ricch on this joint. And it's exactly what you think it might sound like. And it's fire. In my opinion, it's fire.
I think the song is a nice song.
It's fire.
The Baby is really like, The Baby is good. I like The Baby when he's featured on songs.
You like The Baby when he's featured?
Yeah, more than I like when he's got solo songs. You know,
Okay.
or even songs when he got features with him.
Right.
Just like I guess I feel the same like that about. I used to feel like that about Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne got a few songs that he got that school, but all the songs that he was featured in, I always liked. I liked
Yeah.
almost every song he was like featured in the song because he came killer with it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he don't have solo songs that ain't good, but anytime there was a song featuring Lil Wayne, he did pretty good. He did, it was like nice. So
I agree.
I
It's like Drake.
I feel like that with the baby a little bit.
I can see that. Like people, and I that kind of expresses the whole collaboration aspect of it all. Like I thoroughly believe that collaboration is probably the single-handedly best tactic to use when it comes to making great, like chart-topping, hot fire hits. Like you notice how most of these hits in the top 10 are not by one artist.
No, they're collaboration. Well, no, because the Weeknd.
The Weeknd's kind of different in a sense because even then he's working with people behind the scenes, but the people that he's working with are, these producers who produce heavy on his stuff, and he knows how catchy the ears are, and the hearsay here and the hearsay there. The Weeknd has a pop ear for an R&B icon. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why The Weeknd is where he is. But the majority of these in this top 10, excluding Drake and Dua Lipa, and obviously The Weeknd, are all collaborations. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
It's wild. And it's good because it shows that artists are willing to work more with one another. Now, that being said, will they ever give the recognition to the artists that worked their tails off from the ground up?
Well, that's more. I mean, are you trying to say more like maybe like independent artists or so?
Yep. I'm talking about independent artists who have been grinding for decades, years, trying their hearts out, doing what they want to and can do. And they're just basically getting stomped out by these magnificent one-hit wonders. or these artists that really don't care about anybody else other than themselves and their own money.
So speaking of collaborations, you got since you're about to release some music soon, upcoming weeks, what kind of collaborations you got in those?
Man, I'm pulling out all of the stops. I'm going to get in contact with as many people. And shout out to everybody who's listening to the podcast that knows or is invested in the same collaboration project that I'm somewhat concocting when it comes to the situation that we're in. Just know. I got y'all. Same way y'all got me. But there's going to be a lot of local artists involved. There's going to be a lot of detail. There's going to be a lot of variety when it comes to the artists that I choose and pick in this situation scenario. So I feel like it's going to be something good, man.
And a couple people we're going to have that's going to be guests in the upcoming weeks. That's going to be good as well. So they're gonna also be featured. I think some of them are featured as well on some of your projects. So so that's something to be on the lookout for. For Truth Bringers, album that he's gonna release more. We're gonna keep talking about that a little more as we get closer to that. He's finishing up. We had talked earlier about that, and on my end, I'm finishing up on my instrumentals as well. So, as well as dealing with some other projects. So, a lot of music gonna be coming out. A lot of music coming up, especially from Premax Records. So, don't think we would sleep through this quarantine. We were not. So
not even close.
It's gonna be.
I'm half asleep now.
Some music coming out to y'all that you're gonna be like, oh. Oh, yeah, might not do that. You might just be like, oh. I mean, I don't know. I might go, oh. I might be like, oh, okay, I guess. But we appreciate y'all for stay listening to us. All y'all that do continue to listen to us, and
much love.
we ask that you continue to support us. We're gonna keep giving you. We're gonna keep giving back. We hear you. We see you. We're trying to keep giving back to make you happy, and we want to keep building this. That's all we're all about. Building. And so with that being said, we are closing out on episode 5, and we may have a guest in the upcoming week. But we're gonna keep you posted. See, we will have one next week. Next weekend is Father's Day, man. We're gonna have to mention something
about our dads.
Yeah, doing something during the next podcast. So about like fathers or father's sons, father daughters that was in the music industry. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a music podcast, because if it was a sports podcast, we'd be talking about Jordan but whatever, we're not gonna get into that. So
with that being said,
I am J. Steve.
I am TB.
Closing out.